What is something that you wish you knew before going natural?
Something I wish I knew before going natural is probably more information on products because when I went natural, it's back in 2014, and the natural hair movement wasn't as prominent as it is now.
What's up, y'all? Today, I want to talk about things I wish I knew before going natural. Number one, I wish I knew the importance of trims. And there's an old saying that trimming your hair makes your hair grow, but we know that is not true because trimming your ends cannot stimulate growth to your scalp. However, what it does do is that it eliminates single strand knots. It makes your wash day way more enjoyable. And in my opinion, it makes your hair look better overall. The main reason that you want to trim is just like you trim your nails. Just to give a quick analogy, we groom our nails because we don't want them to get snagged in our hair, on things, or if there's a breakage in your nail, you don't want it to suddenly break because it got caught on something. I think hair is very similar because if you have a lot of single strand knots or a lot of tangling, it's usually due to shed hair that's trapped within your head of hair and it needs to be removed with a trim. And trims can go, I think a trim is generally 1 inch or less. Anything over that is typically considered a cut. Number two, I wish I understood that you need to detangle before you shampoo. Again, curly hair or natural hair tends to have a lot of trapped shed hair. So getting that out before you shampoo makes the shampooing process so much easier because naturally shampooing creates friction. And if we have friction plus shed hair in your hair, it's gonna be an annoying process. It's always best to get the shed hairs out of your hair first and then wash your hair. This is gonna make your wash day so much easier. Speaking of detangling, number three, I wish I knew how to do it well in the first place. I used to use a Denman brush to detangle and no knock to Denman brush, but the teeth were too tight in that brush. I don't know if you're familiar with old school YouTube, but people used to take rows out of the Denman brush to make it easier to detangle their hair. Nowadays, there are so many other tools that are designated for detangling. I think the Denman brush would be great for defining your curls, but definitely not for detangling your hair. Using conditioner instead of oil just makes so much more sense. I know there's somebody out there that uses oil to detangle their hair, but conditioner, in my opinion, provides the best amount of slip. Now, the time that I would say you should use oil and then conditioner would be if you took down some braids that have been in your head for at least 2 months or more. The oil does help to break up the dirt clogs because if you add water or any liquidy substance to your hair after you've taken down braids that have been in for a while, you are gonna get a tangled mess. You definitely want to start with oil to remove most of the debris and most of your buildup from your hair, and then follow that with a conditioner so that your hair can be easily detangled because it has a lot of slip. Sectioning is the most important thing when it comes to detangling. If you're just going with the flow with your hair, you are gonna have a hard time detangling. I no longer wash my hair in sections because when I thoroughly detangle, all I have to do is split my hair down the middle and I can wash each side at a time instead of having to go through the hassle of twisting my hair up and then washing each section individually. One thing that I noticed that a lot of clients do, and I used to do back in the day, was skip the roots. I used to detangle my ends, but kind of leave the roots to do their thing because it was so difficult. It felt so kinky. And honestly, it goes back to sectioning. If you have really good, smaller sections, then it'll be way easier to detangle your roots and you'll have, again, an easier time detangling your hair overall. Number three, I wish I knew how to blow dry. Now, it's gonna seem like I'm repeating a lot of the same concepts, but I think a lot of the same concepts apply depending on what you're doing with your hair. One of the main things that you need to do when it comes to blow drying your hair is sections. I notice that people tend to have large sections when they blow dry, and you're not gonna get a thorough blow dry, and I'm talking roots to ends blow dry if your sections are too large, especially if you have super tight curly hair, if you have long hair, and if you have really dense hair. I think the average head of natural hair should have at least 8 to 12 sections for your blow dry. I think it's a good idea to have a blow dryer with a comb attachment. Now, I've heard a stylist tell me that comb attachments are like training wheels. And personally, I like these training wheels because I think it's really user friendly. And most of the time, I'm not trying to get my hair bone straight with a blow dryer. I'm just trying to make sure that it's manageable enough. I think a comb attachment makes the blow drying process way easier. Kudos to you guys who can round brush your natural hair. Kudos to you. If you are interested in investing in a tool that can make your blow dry easier, check out the RevAir. To me, it's one of the easiest ways to blow dry your hair, especially if you don't want to have to learn the skill of blow drying. If you like to be able to really control the heat and tension used, RevAir is a great option for those of you who are ready to invest but also are interested in an easy way to blow dry your hair. As always, with every step in natural hair, you need to make sure that your hair is thoroughly detangled from roots to ends. Good detangling, good sections, and also a good heat protectant. I've met too many clients that don't use heat protectant in their hair when they blow dry, and I'm sure there's somebody on the internet, and I've seen it, where they say heat protectant is not necessary, but I see heat protectant like it's lotion or sunscreen. You can live your life without lotion or sunscreen, but why would you? Just add the extra layer of protection reduces what the sun can do to your skin, just like heat protectant. It's not going to completely stop your hair from being heat damaged. There are multiple measures that you can take to reduce heat damage. However, why not use it to reduce it as much as possible? Always use heat protectant, otherwise your hair is going to be in danger of heat damage. Another thing I wish I knew before going natural was I should avoid using a product once or twice and automatically saying it doesn't work. One of the things you need to consider when you are using products is, number one, what did the product claim that it can do? Number two, did it complete that desire? And honestly, are you using it right? I think it's good to attribute some of the product not working to user error. Maybe the first 2 times you used it, you might have combined it with the wrong gel or a different gel that doesn't pair well with that product. I think I give products at least 4 to 5 times, different combinations, different stylings on my hair to make sure that, number one, I'm using this correctly. I have my expectations lined up correctly for this product, and it's doing what it says it's going to do, not what I think it should do. And I am being sure that I use this correctly and not expecting it to do something that it never said that it would do. That being said, I always try things at least 4 to 5 times. After that, then you can say that it doesn't work. And of course, you want to read reviews because reviews will usually tell you how the product works with other people's hair that is similar to yours. Another thing I wish I really understood before going natural was everybody's hair goals are not the same. Just because you go natural doesn't mean that you want to wear a wash and go or twist outs or braid outs or anything that the next Black woman wears. And to be honest, if we really think about it, going natural shouldn't even be a term. We're returning to the way our hair originally is, but technically anybody who has hair growing out of their hair is natural. But that's a controversial tip. Ultimately, what I'm trying to say is we are not a monolith. We don't have to wear our hair the same. If a woman wants to wear her hair as a silk press and flat iron it every single week, that's her business, because guess what? It's her hair. And as a stylist, I want you to have the most beautiful, the most healthiest, natural hair. However, I don't want to police your hair. I want you to enjoy how you wear your hair every day, the process of doing your hair, or you getting it done. I don't think it should be this thing of, because I am natural, I must fit into this box of what natural is supposed to look like. I understand you might have to follow certain parameters that keep it from getting damaged, but if you just want to look cute every day and the style that you want is gonna cause a little bit of damage, well, that's your choice. And everything is give and take, and nobody has to look the same. We can all choose the style that best suits us. And I think that's a beautiful thing. In the comments below, tell me something you wish you knew before going natural. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye. Hey you, don't go anywhere yet. Check out the next video.